Hey, guess what we're doing today? We're reacting to an artist that exploded all over the internet and is really famous on Instagram right now, one of like the top artists on Instagram, and also has a YouTube channel. So let's see what all the hype is about. He's a YouTuber, he has ArtStation, he has a style which has become like everyone's replicating it. People are trying to rip it off with AI. A lot of people are drawn to his style. He's popularizing the anime style, but he's turning it into this really aesthetic and cinematic and picturesque thing that has an almost painterly quality. To be completely honest, I've watched maybe only 2 or 3 of his videos. I have seen a couple of his paintings because it's all over Pinterest, but now we're gonna discover him together and we're gonna learn more about him. Let's see his Instagram. 2.3 million. Apparently the guy hasn't taken a master's degree or a bachelor's or a master's degree in art, but he has studied similar things that kind of pour into that. Is he self-taught? He is a largely self-taught digital artist. He did have foundational art training when he was younger, or so it says on the internet, but no formal bachelor's or master's degree or anything like that, and yet exploding, going crazy. I think he also does some courses or extra content other than YouTube. To his Instagram, it's SamDoesArts. Oh, finally. Okay, so I don't know, can we like see old to new on Instagram? I guess not, but the first thing that's really catching my attention is this. It's so nice. In every room full of people, all I see is you. That's so romantic. A realistic, but also manga vibe. That's really amazing. And the digital artist. Also, I can see he's kind of inspired by pop art, it seems, because of like those dots and stuff over here. Oh, I do follow him. Okay, nice. That's so nice. Happy Valentine's to single queens and kings. So cute. The facial expressions are amazing. To be that good, you probably need to have a lot of foundational basics, so I'm pretty sure that if we Google it right now, maybe, I don't know, maybe, but I suppose that his first ever art was probably very realistic, because to reach this level of doing this cartoonized and kind of exaggerated faces, but in a believable way where the proportions are right and it looks so authentic, you need a foundation. And that is why I think it's super important to always focus on your basics. If you just jump straight into cartoon style, you're gonna have asymmetrical stuff. People just aren't gonna see your art as very authentic, because even if it's not someone informed about art or an artist, even if it's just a basic person who knows nothing about art, they're gonna visually know that there are mistakes or something is lacking. So yeah, that was something I used to ignore for so long, and it only got fixed when I started my master's degree in traditional fine art, where we draw like live people from live, everyday, realistic, live nude models, faces, portraits. So yeah, I'm very sure that once we scroll down, look, even the animals. Wow. That's so like personifying the animals. Wait, why can't I? Don't move, I'm drawing you. The art he's making is so relatable. And the characters are very unique. They're giving a video game, digital, anime, and people love that nowadays. Stay still. Almost done. Wait, let me expand this. Wow, memes. Yeah, adding, like now I think, let me just check. Yeah, I think I know why he became so famous. On Instagram, the algorithm and the audience favor you whenever you have a very coherent style. So you keep doing the same thing for years, and just keep uploading the same style, have a much higher chance of becoming famous. But that's also like a pro and a con on Instagram. It's also a con because if you feel like you want to experiment or change your style or something like that, it's kind of not gonna help you with the fame part. People are gonna start unfollowing you who are there just for that style. I see him going into storytelling and comic. Stop scrolling. What? That's crazy. That's so... Wait a second. Let's analyze this. He has a very good understanding of color theory. I don't know how he did that as a self-taught. Also the light. Look at the different textures he has perfected. This genuinely looks like a raven. Like if you look at a raven, that's how glossy their feathers and beak and eyes are. So he's definitely analyzed a lot of animals. Maybe he learned some texture design, or, you know, maybe it's just how much he draws, or more detail can go into the body. Because, like, I can't tell that it's a 3D object here. It kind of goes flat. And to make it more 3D, he would need to put more light and shadow. But anyways, it's anime, so I don't think anyways he's trying to achieve the ultra 3D, but yeah, just something I noticed. There's a lot of movement, something that's still, something that's about to move, something that's already moving. Oh, that's the process. So we can see that he's mostly doing everything on digital media. I suppose maybe on... That either looks like Photoshop or maybe Procreate on iPad. I genuinely think that at some point he's gonna work in a comic book company, something anime. What is he doing now? Let's see. He has a Patreon, a YouTube, limited print, and oops, I clicked it by myself. By accident, I mean. Digital artist based in Toronto. I love to paint. Art has actually been a passion for most of my life. Stopped learning after high school. So he learned art mainly in high school first, then kept it as a side hobby and didn't make any real attempt to improve or get better. Early 2020 decided to pick it back up because it's the one thing he loves doing. Discovered amazing artists and made it a habit to create regularly. That's a key point. Consistency is key. Yeah, he wants to tell stories through work. I noticed that from what we just scrolled, is that he has something to tell. It's not just art. There's a story behind it. I think I do follow him on YouTube. I'm not sure. No, I don't. Oh wait, let's see how he looks.
The disliked video of all time. Today we're going to be ranking my favorite and least favorite art mediums on a difficult...
Whoa, his most popular video has a 5.3 million. The best way to practice drawing. Actually, I'm interested to watch that as someone who has a master's degree now. I'll finish the master's degree in 2027, so I don't know if you're watching this from the future or not, but so yeah, maybe we'll just watch this in a bit, and maybe I can give my take as someone who's taking a master's degree in... Oops. Why am I clicking everything by accident? Wait. I see a lot of art challenges, material review, and reactions. That means he's kind of targeting a more commercial audience, but obviously, since there is an audience for that, well, someone needs to do that. It's been working out amazingly for him. This artwork is insane. Do you know what's the hardest thing to draw as an artist? A few things. Hands, water, and feet. These are the hardest things to draw, seriously. And this water that he drew is, oh my god, the color theory, the composition, the texture, the clarity, the translucency. I don't even know how he did that. He clearly has a huge database of how to draw things in his mind, which means he's been sketching probably daily. Oh my god, wait, this thing is suffocating me at this point. It's cherry blossom, but it's so much. Wait, stop smoking. Stop smoking. There. It got too much at some point. Okay, 297 videos and 2 million subscribers so far. That's amazing. For the amount of videos he's made, almost 300 videos. He has an art book. Yeah, because honestly, just doing YouTube is not enough for revenue. The water textures, the squiggles. This one, it kind of ran away, but I had a bit of criticism for it. I also noticed that he's really good at depicting light. That's not something you get easily. Maybe he has drawn from live a lot with multiple light sources in order to achieve that level of realistic light depiction. Tutorial collection, Twitter, TikTok, I don't have those, so. And another thing I'm noticing is just how well he understands space and perspective. It's really hard to transfer that into a flat surface, especially a digital flat surface. Perspective is one of the hardest things that artists struggle with, and sometimes the last thing to perfect and master, and I'm seeing that it's perfect in a lot of his drawings so far. This one is insane. The gesture, everything is crazy. The personality. Oh, I know this technique. It's like the sketch and then you block out the shapes and then you start adding the details. That's also how I do it whenever I do digital. And he also understands how to do undertones and like the heat in the skin, it also shows. One thing I would only say is that some of the surfaces look kind of 2D and they need more values. I don't know, sometimes it feels like he's mapping out some memories or things he's actually done and gone to and been through, which is really mysterious. There is no caption, so we can't really know, but yeah, that's for us to ... That's really nice. However, it's going into ultra commercial trap. A lot of artists fall into that trap. Yeah, fine, it gives you more views and clicks and everything, but you're also feeding the mass commercial market, which I don't know how I feel about that. But, well, it's obviously his decision, his art. I mean, this specific scene, you can see on any Insta model's feed, so why replicate it? Something more genuine like this is amazing. I would love to see an entire video game in this style. I'm impressed by the way he draws water. Here it's kind of curly like hair, like you can't really tell it's water, but still very, very good. You can tell that he's enjoying every part of this. Drawing, oh my god, the light, the way he does light and the warm and the cold parts, it's just so good. The environmentals are crazy. I also love how when you sync back, there aren't that many details, but when you come forward to the part which he wants us to focus on, he adds a lot of detail, and that's true mastery. Oh, Jinx. I recognize Jinx anywhere. Wait a second. Why did he ditch this style? Or topic? He needs to do more of this? Oh, wow. Okay, so he's drawing on... I think I guessed correctly that it's Photoshop. I think the only issue here is that... Actually, it's not an issue, it's a limitation of the medium he's using, which is digital art. Well, in painting, whenever you use, for example... Oh my god, my eye break. Whenever you use, for example, blue for the sky, you're gonna put some blue, but you're also gonna add a bit of complementary colors inside, like red. In nature, it's very hard to find a pure stark blue color. You will find blue with some red in it, with a drop of yellow in it, etc. Like, it gives off a muddy but real, natural, raw color or vibe or thing that you're seeing. It looks very natural and ecological, if I may say. But in digital art, you just have that color picker and color wheel, and you get a pure blue kind of like out of the tub. It's like you just get this. Let me show you, because I have paints right here. If he's painting sky, right now it's like he literally picked out something from a paint tub. But when you have a palette, let me show you my palette. You put blue and you want to do the sky, but then it's all messed up. And even if you pick some blue, some red is gonna go in, and maybe some yellow, and maybe some green, and maybe some brown. It won't be enough to change the blue itself, but it will give it a very authentic vibe, just like the colors we see in nature. It's really rare in nature to just like see this pure stark red, you know? And that's the limitation of digital, that with the color picker, you're kind of getting this plasticky, straight out of the tub feeling. I don't know if I explained it very well, but I tried. My only complaint when it comes to some of the drawings, and maybe how some things look more realistic, some things are very manga, and then you find something that's really realistic at the back, and it feels like you taped a manga character into a realistic scene. There isn't really a sense of unity when you do that. But nothing is perfect, honestly, even with any artist.
But anyway, I'm honestly struggling to find anything to critique in this digital artist's work. Still, I keep trying, because critique is incredibly valuable. I once read about one of the greatest solo guitarists of all time who hired a coach or guitar teacher not because the teacher was better, but because he wanted honest critique. Once you stop receiving critique, you stop having a direction to grow in. And that should always be part of a creative person's mindset.
That's realistic. That means he can do realistic stuff. Oh my god, The Last of Us, he's also doing fan art. That's amazing. Why does that look like a real celebrity or something? It looks like... It doesn't look accidental. Maybe. Madison Beer? Or no, he added something here. Hannah Kim? Okay, yeah, so it was... Oh, whoa, I did not want to see that. But yeah, turned out it is a real person. Wait, I should like his stuff. I'm not liking them enough. I have no words. I did not expect it to be that good for a self-taught artist. Wow. He's capturing nostalgia. Positively surprised. So good. Wow. I don't even know what to say. Wait, what? Wait, what? The eyes. The eyes. I can look into her soul. Guy is crazy. The water, the eyes. The way he draws animals. He loves animals, doesn't he? I don't know if some of you are very in tune with his YouTube channel. Maybe you can tell me if any of the assumptions are correct. This is so good. I just wish he could make a little bit more ethnicities. Maybe just trying to... Wow. Maybe just... Wow. Trying to make different facial features, like maybe a crooked nose sometimes, maybe an Indian nose sometimes, maybe like a Greek nose sometimes. Water, oh my god, the water. I've seen this one in so many places. I don't know if I saw the original girl picture, but you know, one thing I learned in the academy is that don't hate me, it's really bad to draw from pictures, and I've seen the result of drawing from pictures. It makes you have this flat style, and you stop understanding depth and perspective and the 3D-ness of things. So I don't even know how he overcame that. I bet he drew a lot from live to overcome that. There, that's what I'm talking about. It's clear that he drew a lot of realistic things at the start, learning facial proportions and how to draw things realistic. But these are like the complete things. I bet there were also lots of sketches. I want to move this. I hope you can see, and Let's watch this. Why is it liked?
Digital. Back in my day, I had to walk 90 miles to school. I had to draw with rocks on the cave wall and paint with the blood of my enemies. Okay, so I want to talk to you guys about one of my favorite methods of practicing drawing. And we're talking about just drawing, not rendering or anything like that. Straight up drawing. It's actually quite simple. It involves this thing right here, which is a sketchbook. I thought this would be something important for us to talk about because nowadays all you kiddos have your iPads, your phones, your tablets and everything, and our friend, the sketchbook here, is feeling a little bit underappreciated. So I'm going to introduce you guys to my favorite way to actually practice drawing, and I'm going to show you guys some footage of me drawing in my sketchbook and what that looks like, and hopefully you guys can get a better insight of how you can keep a sketchbook yourself and how it's going to help you out on your own learning and art journey as well. So the great thing about a sketchbook is it's pretty much like a visual journal you could put down in the sketchbook. For example, if you have trouble drawing hands, like we all do, you could pull up some pictures on Pinterest or...
That's why his hands are so, like the hands he draws are amazing. He's drawn thousands of hands.
Google images of hands.
But yeah, I heard he's drawing from pictures from Pinterest, which now brings me to wonder if he tries to draw a realistic painting, will he still have the 2D vibe? Because he never learned how to draw mass or volume of things the way our eyes see it, not the way a camera would capture it. This, do you see how 3D it is? With your eye, you actually see that. You have two eyes, they perceive depth. Your phone, oh my god, where's this water from? Okay, anyway. I don't know if you're seeing this, but when your phone captures it, I mean, my camera is pretty good, but whenever your phone captures it, it's completely different. It's gonna be a flattened version, an illusion of it being 3D, but never the way your eyes will translate it. It's different when you translate it from a picture versus when you translate it from real life, from your eyes.
Some really quick studies on a page in your sketchbook. And the great thing about studying in your sketchbook is they can take as little time or as much time as you want. And it's really, really simple because all I use are a pencil and an eraser.
I'm really sorry, don't hate me.
So if you're working
I'm
on
gonna
a
do
blank
this.
canvas on your tablet, it might be like kind of daunting to think, what am I gonna fill this thing with?
Don't hate me.
Here, but if you're working in a page in your sketchbook, no one ever has to actually see it. So you're kind of just working for yourself. You know, it's supposed to be sketchy, it's supposed to be quick, and you're allowed to make a lot of mistakes on the way, and no page has to be perfect. I mean, there definitely are drawings in my sketchbooks that I just do not like at all, but that's okay to me because I use it as a tool to develop my skills as opposed to something that I'm trying to craft and perfect. And I think one of the things that's really beneficial about a sketchbook when you compare it to a digital tablet or your phone or your iPad, whatever it is that there is a finite number of edits that you can do on a single drawing. So let's say you're drawing your tablet and you make a mistake, you can just undo and it's gone. And the thing is, the programs that we use for digital art are so forgiving. You can make mistakes and you can erase them, but that paper can only take so much erasing. So at a certain point, you've got to move on to...
Okay, you know, I would even update this. I would tell you to get a huge paper, because when you draw on a small surface like this, your hand will always be tense, but when you draw on huge surfaces, your hand just relaxes and your lines start flowing. That's the one thing most digital artists miss. It's those huge A3 plus pages, humongous. Those things really free up your hand and it gives your strokes confidence when you draw. Not just sketches where you can erase, but go a step further. Oh man, if I take out my ink right now, it will make my hands full of ink, and I did my nail polish, so... Okay, I would say like, get this, dip it in ink, and then sketch. You literally can't erase, and you'll stop second guessing yourself, and it will kill your perfection paralysis.
Peace. And honestly, when it comes to drawing, and we're not talking about rendering on a digital tablet, but when it comes to drawing, the most information you're going to absorb is actually going to come out of that sketching phase where you're analyzing, you're breaking down, and you're trying to understand what is put in front of you. So with these sketchbook pages, it's important to remember that they don't need to be perfect. They're for you and for you only. And really, they should contain a number of subjects or whatever it is.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with everything that he's saying. I would only criticize the fact he's drawing from, not from live. A lot of, well, my professors here are actually famous artists. Their work is in the National Academy of Art here in Europe, and they like go crazy around Europe with their paintings. I can hear their voices right now just criticizing him and telling him, no, don't draw from pictures. your stuff will be flat, you blah blah blah. You need to translate from your eye, not from pictures. And obviously I'm not a professor, I'm not a famous artist, so I'm not gonna tell him that, but I'm just telling you, I'm hearing the echoes of my professors already telling him that if he was their student, or if they were watching this right now.
Drawings here to study the shapes of what I'm looking at.
Shapes.
And it really is just anything goes. Whatever it is that comes to mind that you think you want to work on a little bit can go into your sketchbook. And that.
Damn, like I'm hearing all the criticisms my professors would be saying right now. My professors would be complaining about the clean lines. Clean lines are the enemy of traditional artists. I don't know how to explain it. I would need to like explain for 30 minutes, but you gotta start from the inside. You gotta start from the 3D-ness of the object, not from the silhouette. Because once you start with the silhouette, you already made it a 2D surface.
Each does not have to be perfect. And you might be like, okay, but I could just do this on my iPad or something. But I think there's something special about being able to flip through a sketchbook and have everything in one spot in this physical package. And I've had plenty of experience in both traditional and digital art. And I think no matter how good the technology is, there's always a sense of disconnect between you and the canvas. Just a tiny bit. It's the feeling of having to look for these files, pulling them up, storing them in these places, you know, whereas with this, you can just flip through the pages, everything is there, you can find a blank page, just go wild. And honestly, you can really replicate the feeling of this lead on paper. There is a tactile nature to drawing with lead on paper that just can't really be replicated anywhere else.
Absolutely.
And the limited number of edits that you could do, it kind of forces you to move on.
I would also recommend to him to remove the disconnect even more and try to paint with his hands. Now there's no disconnect. It's paint on his hands, on the paper. Very advanced, crazy artist. I don't know. I don't know, not everyone would be brave enough to do that.
Next drawing. You know what else is cool is you can bring this thing around with you really easily anywhere you go. If you damage it or if you lose it, it's only like 15, 20 bucks. It's not like losing a $1,000 iPad. I think what it comes down to is it's just simple. It's the most basic way of actually drawing. So it takes all the fluff out of it and it forces you to really just analyze, put down on paper, and absorb. That's ridiculous. You can't even move your fingers right on that.
What's ridiculous?
Your personal preference, but you don't want something that's like a miniature Bible, you know? That's ridiculous.
Exactly.
Move your fingers right on that.
Exactly.
And I see a lot of you guys actually commenting about how you use your finger to draw on your phone. I mean,
no.
It's good for, you know, like doing a little bit of color work if you don't have the materials for it. But for actually drawing, like get a pencil, get an eraser, get some pieces of paper, you know, like this motion. This is the drawing motion, not like this. For people in that.
This is the drawing motion. Like, okay, either this or this. Like, do some. He's giving a lot of golden info, a lot of good info. Commercial still, and not really coming out of the comfort zone. I mean, that's the type of advice every other artist and self-taught artist gives. Now I see the difference between being taught by professional painters and traditional masters versus just being taught by the internet and by Pinterest. This is not me insulting, obviously. Like, some of his work is insane. It's innate feeling and talent, and it's also paired with a lot of years of work. Absolutely not to be dismissed. I hope you liked this review or like reaction sort of thing. If you enjoyed this, maybe you noticed I don't have a matcha latte today. That's because you didn't buy me one. But you can fix that. You can get me a matcha latte so that next time I'll have a matcha latte beside me. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Subscribe, like this, tell me what you think. And yeah. Alright, bye. I also forgot to tell you, I do have a reaction video of PewDiePie drawing, who is like the #1 YouTuber, I think. Yeah, you can also watch that. It's fun. Just like this video, just it was a year or two ago, but same thing, same me, same reaction, maybe less informed because I wasn't a master's student back then. But yeah, I'll leave it in the end.